An introduction to Hera Roberts. There is not much biographical information about Hera Roberts. Here is what we know. Hera Roberts was an Australian designer from Sydney during the early to mid 20th century. She was born in 1892 and died at 77 in 1969. She was related to some other famous female designers such as Thea Proctor, who Roberts also studied under. Hera Roberts is mostly known for the covers she designed for the magazine The Home and her interior designs. Roberts was also part of a network of female interior designers, many of whom were famous in their own right. Modernism. What is it and why is it important? Modernism is defined by Nelson's textbook Visual Communication Design for VCE Units 1 to 4 as a design aesthetic characterized by the use of modern materials such as steel and glass, the application of abstract form, the manipulation of space, and a conservative color palette. The modernist movement's ideals are anti-historicism, truth to materials, pure forms, and primary colors. These can all be seen in the designs by Hera Roberts. Modernism is important because it was a major art movement that changed how we see design and inspired other art movements such as postmodernism, which is a direct response to modernism. How did Hera Roberts contribute to design development? Despite being female, Hera Roberts was a well-known designer and had a lot of authority on the topic. Roberts designed furniture for Sydney Ura Smith, who was a well-known designer and artist of the time. She also designed several well-known covers for the Home magazine. She also designed a room for the 1929 Burdekin House exhibition. Roberts co-owned a millinery shop called June. This shop was extremely popular and remained that way for several years. Here is an example of one of Hera Roberts' designs. This is from the Burdekin House exhibition. It was a collaboration of many Sydney interior designers, including Roberts. The theme of the exhibition was to emphasize the aesthetics and colors of cosmopolitan modernity. We can see that Roberts used the basic modernist ideals in her design, such as primary colors, truth to materials, and pure forms. Roberts was also influenced by French Art Deco as well as many other styles. The bookcases are based on American skyscrapers. The rug is influenced by the Bauhaus. The use of cubes, cylinders, and pyramids are inspired by French modern architect Le Corbusier. This is the front cover of Volume 14, Number 7, July 1st, 1933 edition of the Home magazine that Hera Roberts designed. Once again, we can see the ideals of modernism that influenced her throughout her design career. The ones we can see in here are pure form and primary colors, specifically blues, reds, blacks, and whites. Just like many of her other cover designs for the Home, Roberts' subject was a woman, portrayed as independent and active. This is seen through the women holding ski equipment and her posture. Roberts was known for her use of bold colors, geometric shapes, sharp angles, and streamlined forms when designing covers for the Home. Barriers Hera Roberts faced. During the 20th century, female designers such as Hera Roberts had to overcome many barriers to gain visibility. One of them was education. Sydney's most accomplished designers did not have or had extraordinarily little formal training. Women who wanted to pursue interior design either took commercial or applied art at a technical college or taught themselves or got private tutoring. Hera Roberts was taught by her cousin Thea Proctor, who was also an interior designer. Another problem was that women did not get enough credit for their achievements. If you collaborated with a male designer, there was a big chance that you did not get credit for the work you did. If you decided to go solo, then the risk you faced was that you were ignored by the design community. Has the role, acceptance, and influence of women designers changed today in the 21st century? The short answer is sort of. There are many online blogs and articles that promote female designers. However, statistics tell a different story. Not many women have gotten national or international acclaim solo. In fact, not many female designers get design awards at all. In the Design Institute of Australia's Hall of Fame, 41.6% of interior designers who have been inducted into this Hall of Fame are female. That's 15 out of 36 interior designers. This is Anne Gingell. She is an interior designer who was inducted into the Design Institute of Australia's Hall of Fame in 2013. She is known for her use of colour and innovation. Gingell went to school at Woollera Art School during the 1950s and opened her own practice in 1983, located in Surrey Hills, Sydney. In an interview, she described herself as unwavering in her love of the happiness that colour can bring. During 1988, she was a popular design columnist for the Sydney Morning Herald. Anne Gingell has received other awards and has had many collaborations. In 1987, she received the Dulux Colour Award and has also received the House and Garden National Interior Design Award. She has collaborated with Qantas House, George Patterson's, the Hyde Park Club, Tradex Transport, Theus Toyota, Sydney University's Women's College, and the Australia Consolidated Press Holdings. She has also done interior design for Mr. and Mrs. Thomas Keneally and Sir Frank Packer, as well as many others. In relation to Hera Roberts, Anne Gingell is also an interior designer. Unlike Roberts, she has gotten much more publicity and awards during her career. Anne Gingell is a good example to show how far acceptance and influence of female designers have grown. Conclusion. To summarise, Hera Roberts was an acclaimed modernist interior designer during the 1920s and 1930s. She had many accomplishments, some popular, like the Home magazine covers she designed, and some unnoticed by the general population, like the Burdekin House exhibition. Roberts, like many females in design, had to overcome many barriers in the community, such as lack of formal training and men having a more prominent role in the industry. Despite these barriers, as well as others, Hera Roberts still got recognised as a credible interior designer. Her contribution, as well as the contribution of other female designers, has allowed female designers such as Anne Gingell in the 21st century to have more influence and increase their role in the design community, as well as gain more acceptance in the modern day.